Does both COVID and the COVID vaccine lower over time the human immune system?
The vaccine itself upregulates temporarily the antibodies. But if the vaccine, the spike protein breaks off and the RNA or DNA goes into the cells, and whether from an infection or the vaccine, that's where the controversy is, right? It could be both. And the vaccine doesn't clear the virus. That's the key. It doesn't clear the virus.
And that's why we were told, of course, you take the virus and then you can't get COVID or transmit it, but neither one turned out to be true. Demonstrably untrue. I mean,
well, it's not only demonstrably untrue, it was knowingly untrue. That's what's bad about it.
It would seem like that's criminal, actually. I mean, if I tell you that, you know, this car gets 40 miles to the gallon and instead it blows up, that's a crime. You can't sell anything under false pretenses. That's a crime. I don't see how this is not a crime, but.
Well, as you said over breakfast, it's not a conspiracy if it's true.
I believe you're writing a book with that title. So, and you know that they knew, you've established for a fact that the developers of this and our public health authorities knew that the COVID vax would neither prevent infection nor transmission.
Yes. And worse, I think, you know, it's not well known that during the first President Trump election, he offered me a position. And I turned it down because I said to him, I really could help him from outside in better than, and I had too much to do. I literally was working on this, thank God, working on this potential cure for cancer as well as clearing the virus with COVID. This what I call the missing link, which we can talk about, this activator of the unnatural killer cells, this bioshield. And we have this bioshield now. So it was the right decision for me not to go into the government during that time and to stay out.
This was 16, 17.
Correct. But worse, I've since discovered, not by my inquiry, but it's been revealed to me, emails about Francis Collins and some politicians work hard to prevent me from even becoming head of NIH. And I think that was the motivation all the way downstream that we asked, okay, so what happened to this vaccine? So I called the FDA and said, okay, I can't do a randomized placebo-controlled trial now because you got Pfizer's Moderna vaccines all over the place. So let me be the booster. And Peter Marks, to his credit, was the one who said, absolutely. Peter Marks, to his credit, was the one who says, I'm worried about this COVID vaccine and this long COVID. I want to study the effects of this vaccine. Peter Marks would then say to me, Patrick, fine, go ahead. I injected the first 3 patients as a booster. I get the call from the FDA to say, you have to stop. I said, why? To this day, they never explained to me it wasn't Peter. It was people around Peter said, you must stop. So we stopped. And there was nothing more we could do anyway because we didn't have any of the resources, the money, the supplies to complete a phase 3.
So the government has a monopoly on some of the materials that you need to do this kind of testing in a biolab. Is that correct?
Correct. But now we're into Biden era. So now we're in the Biden era that said, I must stop. This is 2020 now. So now it was during the Biden era. And I think there was this, sadly, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but now I've come to realize it truly was a deep state inside there that had a motivation beyond, it's sad to say, it's the most devastating to say, beyond public health. And I just tweeted recently of how so few people could hurt so many. And that's why when I tweeted about finally we have the right person in HHS with Bobby Kennedy who will take this on. And that we have doctors that will be like Marty McCary, who I don't know, but I do know he's a surgeon who can understand and touch and feel what it means to be there on behalf of the patient. And my support for that. I think we have a chance now to completely turn this around in its next few years.